Spain head to the polls for a crucial general election next month, so let's take a look at how the economy is shaping up. Joining us now, we have Talavera from Oxford Economics. With less than 4 weeks to go before the country heads to the polls for this general election, how would you describe the direction of the Spanish economy?
We saw the GDP numbers being released today, and there was no big surprises there. The headline figure of 0.8 was already advanced last month in the flash estimate. And what we've seen is a continuation of strong growth across the board. Especially consumers are continuing to spending at a really strong pace, but also we're seeing a strong growth in public consumption, in investment, and exports. I think this is consistent with the picture that we've been seeing for quite some time now of a slight deceleration in the Spanish economy, but this is not entirely surprising because Spain is now growing at a really strong rate. And we don't think this is a cause for concern. Spain is still growing more than double the Eurozone pace. And even though we continue to think that we might continue to moderate slightly, we're still seeing essentially a really, really strong picture in terms of growth.
So-called bad loans are reportedly twice as big a problem for European banks as they are for banks in the US. One of the troubled hotspots in the region is Spain, despite lenders' many efforts to clean up balance sheets. So to what extent will this cause a headache for the economy moving into 2016?
Yes, bad loans have been a big problem in not only in Spain, but in all the Eurozone for quite some time now. And I think it's imperative that this problem is solved in order to ensure a sustained recovery, and especially to continue to see more growth in lending and investment. We think that there are some steps that have been taken and that they're in the right direction, and we're starting to see an improvement of the situation. For example, we had in Spain the creation of a bad bank for troubled assets for the real estate sector. We've seen similar steps being taken in Italy, and we think that going forward we might start to see better conditions for banks to increase their lending. We saw the lending figures this morning actually, and they continue to show a small but sustained improvement in the Eurozone. And we think that this trend is going to continue into next year, and we hopefully will see a stronger growth in investment as a result of stronger growth in lending.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, Spain has inflation data due to be released at around 10 a.m. GMT, with the last year-on-year preliminary estimate at minus 0.7%. What will you be expecting tomorrow morning?
We're seeing inflation tomorrow to be at minus 0.5%. So we expect that Spain will continue to be in deflation, but this is going to be short-lived. We think that this might be like maybe 1 or 2 more months. And we also think that in this case we have a situation where they have a deflation that is actually positive for the economy. A deflation or a deflationary spiral can be very negative, but in this case we have deflation driven entirely by a temporary decline in energy prices, which in reality what this means is that disposable incomes are actually increasing because people have more money in their pockets. And we think that in the case of Spain, actually the decline in prices is actually being part of the story that helps explain the strong growth in consumption that we've seen. So for now, we think it's a good thing, but we continue to expect that inflation will start going back towards positive levels going into next year, because core inflation actually has remained positive all through these months. So we still think that for next year, Spain should be having an inflation rate of around maybe 1%.
Thank you, Angel. Be sure to check back with Dukascopy TV for more updates throughout the week. Goodbye for now.